But that lady, that new press secretary, she's
that video, dude.
She's a gangster. They're prepared. And you know why they're prepared? Because they're trying to play gotcha.
Yep.
So she played gotcha with them. She checkmated them.
She came in there with that Elon Musk flamethrower.
Play that video.
Watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last.
One of the week's most significant media headlines is the $500 million defamation lawsuit that Karoline Leavitt just filed against The View. News sources are taking notice of the case, which is generating a lot of discussion and constant coverage. Not only is Levitt a rapidly emerging political figure renowned for her tough stance and tenacious protection of free speech, resisting, but she is also taking decisive legal action. Her team claims that the remarks made on the show go too far and irreparably harm her reputation. Some media outlets have responded in a forceful and passionate manner, with both supporters and detractors contributing from all angles. Karoline Leavitt is making it obvious that she won't remain mute when it comes to defending her reputation, even though it's too soon to tell how this will turn up in court.
Like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
I think clarify, she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what...
The enormous $500 million defamation lawsuit that Karoline Leavitt has filed against The View is already making news around the country. Media outlets jumped on the story as soon as it broke, and the coverage has been non-stop ever since. Levitt, a rapidly rising political figure who is known for her strong defense of free speech, isn't letting this slide. According to her team, the statements made on the show went far beyond fair commentary, and she's determined to hold them accountable. Why $500 million? Because Levitt believes that when a major talk show uses its platform to blast someone's name in front of millions of people, there should be consequences. She's saying that if you spread false claims, expect a response that hits just as hard. Whether you agree with her politics or not, you can't deny that she's taking a bold stand. According to Levitt, she is using the legal system to expose what she perceives to be a concerted slander campaign. It's a bold decision that has far-reaching effects, not only for Levitt The View, but also for the larger discussion about public accountability and media duty. And it's only the beginning.
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right.
Karoline Leavitt recently filed a massive $500 million defamation lawsuit against View, and it's already igniting a media firestorm. As soon as the news broke, coverage exploded across TV and online platforms, and it's only getting worse. This isn't a simple rebuttal. It's a major legal strike against what she claims was a targeted attack on her character, according to her legal team. The statements made on the show cross a serious line and cause real damage, which is why the amount is so high because The View used to be known for discussion. But lately it has felt more like a verbal wrestling match with all of the panelists lining up against the same guest or idea. Karoline isn't here to defend herself. She's coming prepared with names, timestamps, and receipts for Levitt. This fight is bigger than one episode or one insult. She's standing up for everyone who has been portrayed as a villain simply for supporting Donald Trump or voicing unpopular opinions. And now she's demonstrating what happens when one of those so-called villains fights back. Whether you love her or hate her, you can't deny that she's making waves and shifting the conversation about what media platforms can and can't get away with.
That new press secretary, she's a
that video, dude.
She's a gangster. Have you seen that video?
You've never seen someone more prepared for a question in your life, Jamie.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Small point on that. Not the big point, but small point. She was so prepared for
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, she's supposed to be prepared.
That's why I
Jamie.
said you've never seen someone
You know
more
why?
prepared.
For that. They're
The media is talking about Karoline Leavitt's $500 million defamation lawsuit against The View. Pundits rushed to provide their opinions as soon as the news emerged and headlines were created. However, this is not merely another legal story. Rather, it directly challenges the way the mainstream media treats views that it finds objectionable. Rising conservative Lev, who is well known for her vocal support of free speech, claims that the show went beyond simply criticizing her and instead went so far as to character assail her. According to her team, what was broadcast was not only an opinion, but also careless and harmful misinformation. She is now using a message to fight back in court. There will be repercussions if you attempt to damage someone's reputation on national television. She believes that what was once a chat show that was based on candid discussion has evolved into a platform where disagreements are turned into attacks and where backing the incorrect political figure makes you a target. However, Levitt isn't playing defense. She is prepared to hold people accountable by presenting names, receipts, timestamps, and complete evidence. When the View panel handed around their mugs and labeled Levitt dangerous, Joe Rogan, who is renowned for breaking through media noise with direct communication from his podcast mic, didn't hold back. He didn't need a panel of co-hosts or a makeup team to make his point. He only needed logic, perspective, and perhaps a little elk jerky. Rogan saw right through it and called out the media frenzy for what it was. Another stale attempt by legacy outlets to stay relevant by taking down someone who doesn't follow their script. According to him, the purpose of this case is to protest media abuse masquerading as journalism, not to be thin-skinned. Whether you agree with Levitt or not, this case could have a significant impact because it raises issues regarding media responsibility, freedom of speech, and where the line should be drawn between opinion and defamation. You can't just smear someone's name in front of millions of people and call a news segment that's not journalism a hit job with a glam team. There is no doubt that this battle is far from over.
If you heard that type of violent, enticing rhetoric from our side of the aisle, from Republican leaders on Capitol Hill, I think there would be a lot more outrage in this room today. It's unacceptable, the comments that have been made by these Democrat leaders, and frankly, they don't even know what.
The consequences of Karoline Leavitt's $500 million defamation bombing of The View are hardly getting started. Once a chat program about conversation, it has become a verbal slam where everyone who doesn't fit the mainstream is steamed live and in high definition. Lev, a prominent conservative voice who has a history of sticking to her principles, claims that this is about character assassination rather than criticism. According to her lawsuit, the show not only crossed the line but also ran right over it, smearing her name in the mud without any facts, justice, or even a meaningful discussion. What, then, ignited the match? A segment with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar. Instead of talking about policy or ideas, Sunny Host and the forgettable Tempo host went right for the cheap shots, which included smirks, phony giggles, and personal jabs. That's slander with a smile, not commentary. The queen of shouting over facts, Joy Behar, wasted no time in calling Levitt dangerous, as if he posed a threat to national security. What is dangerous about using complete sentences and citing the Constitution without a cheat sheet? If independent thought is now a red flag, we've officially entered the world of clowns. Then Whoopi gives her customary eye rolls. Joe Rogan, the bald man with a microphone, a black belt, and an inbuilt BS detector from his podcast perch, watched this studio drama unfold from a distance. He called out the entire thing for what it was, another desperate attempt by legacy media outlets losing their hold on the public's trust, with no panel and no makeup team. Her smug pauses and evasive wisdom that sounds like it came from a fortune cookie in a $200 yoga class. To keep it grounded, all you need is a microphone, some reasoning, and perhaps a little elk jerky. According to him, the goal of this case is to push back, not to be soft. It's arguing that just because your ratings are down doesn't mean you have the right to ruin someone's reputation on national television. That's a dry beat with production value wrapped around it. It's not journalism. Let's face it, Karoline isn't the true victor in this case. Joe Rogan is the one already circling this case like sharks in suits, not even the lawyers. With each click, share, and side-eye reaction, he's transforming this media mess into streaming gold. If this entire circus has taught us anything, it's that everyone is outraged, everyone is suing, and Joe Rogan is still winning. Remember to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe if you enjoy this analysis of lawsuits and media craziness. There will soon be more drama, more receipts, and more raw truth. See you at the next.